If you were to try to get somebody into rock music today, you would play them Last Resort by Papa Roach. Like they had never heard of anything rock or nu metal. That is the guaranteed best way to showcase to somebody modern rock or like rock of the 2000s period. And with the 25th year anniversary of their album Infest, I thought it'd be the perfect time to do a deep dive into the band Papa Roach. The band that exploded onto the nu metal scene in the late 90s, leaving an undeniable mark on rock history. We're gonna explore their origins, uncover the secrets behind their unique sound, and witness how Jacoby Shaddix's charisma ignited a global fan base. One that, like the Roach, refuses to die. From their humble beginnings to their continued reign in the rock scene. This is the story of Papa Roach. Before we get into it, I'm Matt from A Change of Scene. I appreciate you guys being here. Be sure to subscribe below because as TikTok gets phased out, I'll be posting a lot more long form content here and doing what I love, which is talking about music. I hope you love it too, and I appreciate you joining me. The story of Papa Roach actually begins in Vacaville, California. They started out in 1993. Jacoby Shaddix and Dave Buckner met in high school, and they had a couple other members join the band, and they decided to enter a talent show. They performed a Jimi Hendrix cover and unfortunately didn't win the talent show, but like this was the very beginning of the band performing together in person. The band wasn't always known as Papa Roach either. They used to go by Papa Gato, but Jacoby wanted to change the band name to Papa Roach. This was a combination of a couple nicknames of his grandparents. His grandfather, Herbert Fisher, his name they called Papa, and his other grandfather's name was John Roach, so they named the band Papa Roach. Both of his grandparents were musicians, so it was fitting for them to kind of like name the band after him. Papa Roach held daily practice sessions for themselves and then started really touring. Before the band broke out, one of the things that set them apart from other bands that were coming up at the time is who they put themselves around and who they played with. You can see early on in 1997, Papa Roach is already touring with bands like Incubus, Powerman 5000, and Static X. So they're very plugged into who's popular and who's taking them out on the road. Warner originally took a look at the group and even gave them some cash to make a 5-song demo. But for whatever reason, Warner Brothers wasn't impressed with the demo and decided to move on. In hindsight, they probably wish that they had signed Papa Roach because that demo featured Infest, Last Resort, Broken Home, Dead Cell, and She Loves Me Not. Obviously, Last Resort would go on to be like their biggest hit of all time. They signed with DreamWorks in October of '99 and released that album, Infest, later the next year. Infest came out in April of 2000, so almost 25 years ago. It was 48 on the Billboard 200, and Last Resort was a massive hit in the 2000s. Last Resort peaked at #1 on the Billboard Modern Rock Tracks chart, which is incredible for a band's like first single to come out. Based off of the success of Infest and tracks like Last Resort and Broken Home, Papa Roach would get picked up for massive tours around that time in 2000. I'm talking Warped Tour and Anger Management Tour with Limp Bizkit, Eminem, Exhibit. And this is the trend that I'm kind of talking about, where Papa Roach is putting themselves around acts in a similar genre and being very aware of like what's popular at the time and being a part of it. The band would even be nominated for Best New Artist in a Video at the 2000 MTV Video Music Awards for that song Last Resort. Papa Roach had carved out a unique niche for themselves within the nu metal scene. While bands like Korn and Limp Bizkit dominated the airwaves, Papa Roach injected a distinct blend of rap rock, punk, and alternative into their music. Based off of Jacoby Shaddix's powerful vocals alternating between aggressive rapping and these soaring melodies, those became the band's signature. But Jacoby Shaddix also made for kind of like the perfect frontman. He had an electrifying stage presence, just this captivating blend of raw energy and like his own personal vulnerability based on his background. All of these things just continued to ignite a really passionate fan base. A lot of us were younger, like displaced youths, and the things that Papa Roach was singing about and rapping about at the time just really resonated with us. Jacoby's ability to connect with an audience on a deeply personable level, and you know, a lot of times he was sharing his struggles with addiction and mental health, and so that just really resonated with listeners all around the world. It wasn't long for Papa Roach to gain mainstream big success, and they started touring exclusively with other nu metal giants like Korn and Slipknot and System of a Down. Touring with these bands and having these experiences not only honed their live performance skills, but it also exposed them to a wider audience and solidified their place in a growing rock music landscape. So all of this hard work from the band and their undeniable talent, that translated into really big commercial success. They would go on to release more big singles like She Loves Me Not, Infamy, Scars, and Getting Away with Murder. Those songs dominated the charts. It got them multiple platinum certifications and solidified their status as one of the most successful rock bands of our generation. Based off of the success in the 2000s, Papa Roach's fan base, which I think they do call like Roach Nation, is a fiercely loyal fan base, and they're dedicated to this day. But that connection with the band extends beyond music. It's built on these like years and years of shared experiences and the deep appreciation for Jacoby Shaddix's lyrics, like I talked about earlier, where he's just very honest and vulnerable. And despite, their personal challenges and lineup changes over the year, Papa Roach continues to thrive. They consistently release new music and they tour relentlessly. They've toured with bands most recently like Hollywood Undead and Falling in Reverse. They've managed to maintain modern relevancy in metal music because of their songwriting abilities. Their latest album, Ego Trip, was just released back in April of 2022, and they're gearing up for a Rise of the Roach tour. They're going to be going out on the road with Rise Against and Under Oath for the 25-year anniversary of the album Infest. So there you have it. That's just a glimpse into the incredible journey of the band Papa Roach. From, their humble beginnings in that little town of Vacaville in California to their global domination. They proved that having raw talent, unwavering dedication, and a genuine connection with their fans can conquer any obstacle for a band. You guys let me know, what is your favorite Papa Roach song? Share your thoughts about the band in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more rock music content. I'll catch you guys next time.